Hello, sir. Hello, mateys. How's it going there? Right around today, mateys.
Welcome to Joy Tactics, the podcast dedicated to all things joyful, joyous, and meeting as many celebrities as humanly possible. Hosted by Eric Rahill, Nate Veroni, and Jack Bensinger. Enjoy.
It's going quite well. I think we're doing Australian. We're doing Australian.
What she's having.
You just saw Mad Max.
Right. That's what it is.
Mad Max is
Give me a point.
come here. Isn't that yours?
Come here, biatch.
Yes, come here, Australian biatch. Yeah. All right. So what I'm saying is,
Come here, you Australian sexual biatch.
but what? All right. Chill, guys. You guys, come on. Today we're not talking.
You would have
about
survived
Australian
well in the
biatches.
wasteland, Eric.
I know I would have. Well, I'd be a fucking rat. I'd be selling people down the river in a second to get a little taste of that dirty water.
You know
I
what?
I would.
Give me
And my
that dirty
motorcycle.
water.
Give me that dirty water. Let me suck on it.
I didn't see this movie yet, but this.
Oh,
this
yeah,
is a
we saw
great
Furio.
show.
Nate and I saw Furiosa yesterday. Yerp.
Furiosa. God damn.
And I saw Dr.
Furiosa.
Dre orchestral cover band.
Right, I saw
Oh,
that
is
on
that
your story.
what
I didn't want to
was
ask
that?
about
Yeah.
it, but
It was a Dr.
Yeah, I didn't wanna-
Dre orchestral cover band.
I didn't know if you were going through
Live.
something. I didn't want to reach out and.
I'm always going through something, but I don't need people to reach out. I don't know what that means. Yeah, all I was doing was enjoying.
I just want to give you some space if you're,
That's for sure. 4 people on the violins and cellos, 1 person on the bass, 1 person on the keys. There was a point where the guy who was rapping all the Dr. Dre and Eminem parts all night, his voice got tired, and so the pianist just played Moonlight Sonata for a couple minutes, and it was really fun.
wow.
I mean, it was beautiful.
This was at the Brooklyn Bowl?
This was at a bowling alley, yeah.
Yo, that place is kind of, remember when we went there, Jack,
Yeah, that was awesome.
for the band Covet?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, the food there is really, it's quite a fancy venue, that place.
Yo, the food is popping.
Wait.
You know what that makes me miss is corporate, like my office parties that they would rent out a space like that a couple times
Yeah.
a year, sometimes holiday parties, sometimes not. And just the way that you get faded at those events is like no other. Beer,
dude.
it's almost
Yeah.
miraculous. It's
People
beer
get-
turns to water. You're drinking that
people
shit
get
down.
drunk in a frightening way at office parties, and
Right.
you honestly, this is a word to the wise. If there's anybody out there that's freshly 22, they're just entered into the workforce, be careful at those parties, because your first one, you're gonna
Be
want to
careful.
get. You're going to want to get blackout drunk and talk to the director
And
of
do it.
sales and talk to the fucking CEO. You don't want to be that person, all right?
Right.
Dip out immediately and go chill with your fucking friends, all right? You don't want to be in hour like 2 or 3 of those parties, because you're not going to like what you see, and you're not going to like who you become.
I
Okay.
have the opposite advice. This is where you get to show people who you really are.
Yep.
Most of the time at
Right.
these jobs, you're a drone. People can get a
That's right.
sense of your personality through your Leon Dore shirts that you're wearing on Fridays. They get a sense that you really get it and that you go to amazing restaurants and have interesting friends outside of work. But they don't really know who the hell you are until you get
Until you're
faded
faded.
as hell in front of them. And
Hey, Eric.
and the way that you start talking shit when you're drunk like that at a party,
Yeah.
I mean, that's like heaven. That's manna from heaven, really, for me. That's what we miss out with Zoom culture. What?
What's a Melion Dore?
Améliane Dore.
Oh,
is-
interesting question.
Well,
Jack.
you might want to see the side of
Yeah,
Nate's
you
hat.
know.
Wrong side.
Oh my God, you're
Nate,
we-
you gotta,
oh, really?
Nate,
Is that different?
Yeah.
Nate, you gotta wear your hat like that the
Uh-huh.
rest of the podcast.
I
Oh,
will. This is how I wear
hello.
it normally.
But
Oh, I
this
didn't
is
know.
kind
What's up,
of
y'all?
This was a brand that is still awesome, Nate, and I just folded one of their shirts over there, but was a brand that was popping when we got to New York in about 2018. And I remember going there with my new salary money from Cridio, the company that I worked at. And I was like, let me get a damn ass shirt.
Aimé Leon Dore. So they're French and Italian, maybe?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I like
Something
half
like
of that,
that.
people. I guess French people really are my Greek people in terms of Nate not liking them.
Really.
You haven't met the right ones,
interesting.
bruh. You probably only met Parisians.
Well,
You
God
haven't met
got
the
rid of
rural
them.
folk.
God got rid of the right ones long ago. There's no.
You haven't
What do
met
you
the,
mean in
the
the French?
cheesemongers.
What do you mean by that?
He took them out with diseases because he wanted to chill with them. I'm sure there was amazing French people, but God missed them up in the spirit realm, so he took them all back in the bubonic plague, and now we are
Yeah.
stuck with the fuckers. Because I meet a French person, good God, these people are so rude. I have no sympathy for them.
I mean,
They-
they're probably the easiest government historically to like kind of take over. I feel like they've just been like, I don't think they've ever like held their ground when somebody's like just historically invade. I think it's always been 100% success.
Maybe not
rate
the
of any
government.
conqueror that comes in.
Let me just
They're
stop
always
you right
like,
there.
"Oh,
Let me just stop you right there. Because maybe the government was weak fools that let the Nazis run that country over in the 40s. Remember that war? But there was something called the French Resistance.
And that was
And
the
that
government?
is what I played in many video games. Many saboteurs were active within that organization, the French Resistance.
Look, their
And I
own people
think-
took them over, dude. It's the
Pathetic.
Roman Empire took their ass over. The fucking whatever
I
was
know.
going on, they're just folded
you-
immediately.
But please, would
But
you
you know
just
who
give
didn't?
respect to the French Resistance really
the
quick? Would you-
British.
Oh.
And see how I brought it back because of their military. What's going on?
Damn,
You're
Jack, put
flexing.
them away. Put them away. Not to shame
Your lumps.
your fatty deposits in
Hey,
your
man,
arm, but put
they're
those
not fatty
things
deposits.
away.
They're muscle deposits.
Those muscular
Hardened
deposits
muscle.
in your arm, put them things
Make some
away.
noise if you have
Tiny
these
little
all over your
biceps. Oh,
Um,
shit.
You know who probably had those were the
Sorry.
the wenches back in the day.
Oh,
of
but the,
old Tommy Britain.
That was
Right.
probably
Well, that's what
sexy.
we're
Not
meaning
just the
to
wenches,
discuss,
but all
dude.
that lower class probably were. You know, how they all had that too.
I met the second person I've ever met in my life who has bumps all over their body last night.
Was it a sexy model?
It was a sexy model for maybe a stand-up comedy club magazine calendar, aka Jake Nordland.
We need to start making a stand-up comedy magazine. That would be awesome.
That's a
I'd-
great
I'd- yeah.
idea.
'Cause you get to read people's
I don't
sets,
think that
or-
exists. Yeah,
you get to
you
read.
get to
It's just
read.
literally a transcription of the
Just
sets.
dropped an hour long, my hour in article format.
That's nice.
Wait, but okay, let's get on topic for this
Right.
episode because this is one we've wanted the listeners have wanted to hear for a minute. We're talking about Britain, okay? Not the royals. We've discussed them. We're talking about the common folk,
Excuse me. Sorry.
Gavin and Stacey Core. Okay,
So-
and I think they might be
yeah.
Welsh, but
And this is very.
See,
I
big
think
of
that's
us.
basically the same thing.
yeah, to you it might, because you have British blindness. I know all of corners and pockets and Shoreditch and all the rest.
Manchester.
Manchester United.
Smoking
I-
crack.
I
on
love
that.
the
Come smoke.
I
Mm-hmm.
love the difference between like the high class British people are all proper and they're all
Right.
they wear suits, and then the drop between there's no spectrum between high class and middle
Mm-hmm.
and like the working class. It goes hello man, and then it goes oh you blimey mother.
Right.
The working class is just
They're all making car
So-
doors for Fiats and whatnot.
they're
You
eating
know,
beans.
that lower
They're
class
eating
is right.
some beans and gravy. Give me
Yeah.
that piece. You a pit, little
Mm-hmm.
pissant.
Yeah.
They have
the vocal
just
cords
fun
are
little
probably a little
words to
healthier.
yell at people.
Well, and the British go back long before, you know, the British go way back.
Pretty
way
much.
ass back.
Pretty far back. Couldn't tell you exactly when, truthfully, if I'm just being honest.
Well,
but long enough
they-
for me to
you
be
know that
pissed
they
off
had-
about it.
there's a deep pagan history to that country. Deep pagan history.
And that is an anti-Jesus religion which started in ancient Rome, centered around
Mhm.
live theater,
Sacrifice.
Maybe some smoke.
Potions.
Okay.
Potions as well.
And I'm guessing. I don't
Well,
really know that.
I mean, we just got to drop Rome into this for a second. You know, the Romans were all the way up there. They had that
Italianos.
wall up towards the top that we've already talked about.
Okay. Okay. Well, what?
All right, so that's
what,
the history of England, really, essentially. Romans were there. Before that, there were some people. Let's just do a rough history. Way back in the day, you had the people making those stone, what do they call it? Stonehenge. And we don't know how to this day, they can't figure out how they got them things.
By the way, a pathetic, ancient sort of cultural remnant, you know? Like most of the you look at the Mayans, they have the whole pyramids. The Egyptians have the pyramids, and then the ancient fucking British people, those
what if I told you that was
hunchback peasants?
Yeah,
they just put up 5 stones in a circle. That was what you got. You were supposed to build a fucking pyramid, dude. They got the wrong fucking blueprint from the Anunnaki aliens, dude.
What if
they gave them that as a fucking prank? They were like, they gave everybody else a pyramid blueprint.
Well, what if I told you the stones that remain were just the foundation of a much larger structure? What if I told you that?
Yeah, I guess the foundation.
You're laughing now. How hilarious! Oh, it's real, bitch.
Yeah, I guess
those were Neanderthals, dude. Those were like people who were like 50-50 human Neanderthals, and then they kind of fade. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they were blowing out the backs of the Neanderthals a little too heavily in Britain, I think.
You don't think it was the other way around? You don't think it was the other way around?
The Neanderthals were
I imagine the Neanderthals
all sexual with us.
Right. That's what I thought. I don't know.
What do you mean, us?
Well, us Homo sapiens.
I don't have a drop of British blood in me.
Yeah,
that's
you do.
For sure.
Yeah, we all. I know all three of us do.
I definitely do not. Not with a 10-foot pole. Look at my 23andMe. It's the most un-British thing you've ever seen in your life. I'll send it to you. I'll put it on Patreon. I'll put my 23andMe on Patreon.
I've been asking you for that for a while. You haven't sent it. So.
Well, you haven't sent me the Venmo. But what I'm saying is,
to get your records.
So we're actually looking to respect Britain today and analyze the history and stuff, which is very big of us because of the way that they treated us. Because if this was 400 years ago or 300 years ago, even, we wouldn't be so nice to them because of what they tried to do to us in the United States of America, which is taxation without representing our interests.
Well, can I do a tactic that I've learned in therapy for you?
Joy tactic?
Can we practice something here?
A joy tactic?
Right.
Yeah.
A joy tactic. Why don't we put ourselves in the British's shoes for a second?
Stinky
Go
ass
way
shoes.
back to the 1700s. Nah, they're not stinky. They were just wooden. Whatever.
Stinky ass.
Go way back to the 1700s. You spent all this damn ass money getting this little ass country set up. You sent the Mayflower, or actually, you didn't send that, but the Pilgrims came over on that shit to escape the horrible church. But then you're like, oh, they got shit over there. So then you start sending all your resources. You're paying for this shit to be set up, right? Then all of a sudden you have these little bratty Americans with newfangled accents. And they're saying, nah, we don't want you anymore. Appreciate you setting all this shit up for us. Appreciate all your infrastructure that you help get going. We're getting this shit off the ground. But actually, we're going to start killing you with muskets. Guerrilla style. Different than how you guys know how to play. Because those soldiers used to just walk in a straight line. It wasn't until the Americans came in guerrilla style, which they may have learned from the Native Americans. And they start breaking the rules of war. And we started playing dirty.
That must have been the easiest... That must have been the easiest. Like, people think like the generals back then, like George Washington. Wow, these military geniuses. Are you fucking kidding me? You had they literally were lined up. Just meet at this time at precisely noon. We're going to have a battle right here. All of my men are going to be lined up in line, and here's our weapons that we have. Dude, that's the easiest fucking shit. You just hide in a tree. Are you in?
Right.
Flank them from the side.
Well, and I would
light the trees on fire. And then,
right. I would have
don't let
made
me
my
be
musket
back.
automatic
They were thinking
because all
old
those
school.
fools were just shooting one bullet at a time. But I'd get that extra mag in there, make it put on the automatic little mod on the musket. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
Musket.
I went bowling in
No.
2 lanes at once last night.
Uh-huh.
One ball in each hand, sling down the lanes. That felt
This
good.
is your brain would have done well on the front lines of the American Revolutionary War.
It may
with
have
that.
done well.
See, the British would never think about breaking the rules like that. The Americans did. John Adams did.
Thank God they did. So
Thank, bruh.
you've
Can you
revealed a
imagine
lot of
being
your
back then?
trauma. Yeah, I can imagine it. I'd be.
Would
yeah.
you be a? Do you guys think you would have been Lotharios back in the colony times?
You're talking about people
Would you
who
have
had
been a
sex?
Lothario?
You're talking about sinners. Back then,
I'm talking more about
No.
more than sex. I'm talking about swag, and charm, and just kind of like.
I would have had my animals on
repartee
me.
with the beautiful women of back then.
I would just
You know
roll
what I'm saying?
around
Go
with
to the
about
pub.
10 goats on my arm. You know, we'd all go in the bar together. I don't go anywhere without my goats. Oh, they can't come in? Jack, Sir Jack, do not bring these motherfuckers in here every single night. I say, these are people, dude. You think they're just goats, but I swear to God I can talk to them. And that would be my whole thing back then, is my communication with the other realm. I'd bring them into the bar. They'd get fucked up with me. Then a hoe. Every single one of these goats twisted like crazy, socializing.
Oh.
Very social goats. And yeah, then I'd probably get killed. I'd probably get killed pretty
The
young.
goats off the mead.
Yep. You don't want to see what a goat could sang like, because you've seen that
A
goat that
meated
sounds
out
like
goat.
Usher. Yeah, that would be the
A
beginning.
goat with a belly button ring. And low riders.
And
Lucky
tribal
Brand
tattoo.
jean goat
tribal
with a tribal
tattoo around the snout.
Gold cap tooth.
Fucking platinum eye contacts.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Colored contact lenses.
Damn, this goat. I feel like we've got that new DreamWorks joint cooking
Yep,
right now.
swag goats.
The sexual goat.
Swag goats. Goat high school.
Man. Okay, so a little off track from the British, and having a little more fun talking about the American Revolutionary War, but maybe that
Well,
should be a
Eric.
separate episode.
Well, Eric, let's say, not to bring it right immediately back to the Revolutionary War, but
Okay, ask away.
I find it quite disturbing what you've painted earlier. This idea of, oh, I paid for this big trip, and so when you get there, I can disrespect you. And that's okay, and we should feel bad for them and be in their shoes. Now, let's say that I go, hey, man, Eric, it's an all expenses paid trip to an island off of Costa Rica where no human being lives. Go hang out there, man. It's all on my dime. It's going to be great. But then, next thing you know, you go out and you flip a bunch of burgers, and I go, you can't actually eat that shit. I like what you're doing there, but those burgers are from me and my friends now. See, now that I put it in terms of burgers and islands, you're seeing
Wow.
how the ethics of the revolution.
I fully understand.
You see what I'm saying?
Nah. This is what's interesting. This is the power of empathetical
Reasoning.
hypothesization. You know,
Right.
see what I'm saying? So
Right.
for a second,
ET,
we stepped into the
or
British
EH.
shoes. We saw how they felt. Now we step back into the American shoes with greater perspective. And actually, now I'm even more on the side of the damn Americans because
Right.
of the techniques that we've just used conversationally. Okay?
Right.
Wow.
So it's very big of us, what I'm saying, to forgive them and to still honor them. And I
Yep.
think it's healthy. That's what we should have Independence Day on July 4th. Of course we should. I love that. It's the best day of the year. If anybody wants to buy mushroom chocolates, go to my website. But there should be a reverse July 4th.
Wait.
Huh?
Do you have a
No.
promo code that's about to
Yeah,
drop
promo
around
code-
then, or you just want to,
promo
or because
code-
that would be so awesome?
Just swish it. Go to psychedelicbensinger.com, promo code.
You're just mashing them into
Swish a
Kit Kat
B,
bars.
swish a
like,
J.
they're not even baked in.
It's a mushroom just in the
Just-
microwave
just-
with some Nestle Crunch. Some quesadillas with whatever. But what I'm saying is we need the opposite of the 4th of July where we go, you know what? Bygones Day. It's called Bygones Day. That sounds
Let it
good.
go.
Where it's maybe, July 8th, the opposite of July 4th. And we, we thought I don't know, we celebrate the British and we go, we're bigger than this now. We're over it. You guys are a little ass island, and we are a giant fucking place where Tony Hawk is from. Okay? So we're not petty like that anymore.
Dude, it's just so interesting to look at all this because for a while, you see the War of 1812, there was conflict for a minute with the Brits. And then probably the 1800s, we still resented them, and they were pissed because they lost that chunk of their empire. But they were doing pretty good in the 1800s, you see what I'm saying? It's not until World War I that things really started changing. Well, yeah, something around there. And then World War II happens. They're devastated by the Blitzkriegs.
1944.
And their empire is shrinking, despite Churchill's best efforts. Then, after World War II, our military-industrial complex starts heating the fuck up.
Korean War.
We planned. The Korean War. And then, I would say by then, the student had become the master. You see what I'm saying? Quite a curious relationship dynamic between our two countries, right?
Do you think it's a problem? I was I was in an Uber for about 45 minutes, and the way you were just talking reminded me of this Uber driver, Eric, where they were giving me a lecture for about 45 minutes about how America came to be at 3:30 in the morning in Houston, Texas or something.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about this. Yeah.
And they were like, it's really crazy the way that it was just this total scramble between France, Spain, and the islands of the UK. And so it makes me think, damn, can you imagine if we were all Spanish?
Wow. I mean, you know that my mom's maiden name is Bocanegra.
That's right.
Yep.
They should have a class in K through 12 where for one of your periods in class you just on the public dime you just get to be in an Uber and just drive around for an hour, and then your Uber teacher is the teacher, okay, and they just get to talk to you about cryptocurrency, ancient reptilian
home economics,
conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
They get to do whatever, and you get to learn from the salt of the earth. And they're going to teach you things that you would never learn in school.
Can I ask something about salt?
What do you guys think?
We should start a fleet of driver educators.
Fleet Fox.
Yeah.
Fleet Foxes.
What were you going to say, Jack?
I was going to ask about salt. Because when people say salt of the earth... Thanks. Yeah.
Right.
There's not salt from anywhere else. Am I wrong?
There's probably
I think
planets
you
made
actually
of salt.
just answered your own question, man.
How did I answer my own question? How did I? Are you sure? Because I don't. What? There's not.
Are you?
I don't. What are you? You're asking
I do
what that
think
means.
one of the three of us will die on this podcast. From thinking too
not
hard.
a question.
We'll think
I had a
into an
moment yesterday
aneurysm. Two neurons are going to collide in the frontal cortex of our brain, and it's going to actually explode our brain out the front.
Well, that's how much joy that's the risk that we signed up for, and we fully know that.
Yeah.
I had a moment
risking
during
our lives
Furiosa
every
yesterday.
podcast.
Did you see me fidgeting during the movie, Nate, yesterday? There's a moment where I thought
the whole how could I not? The whole theater fucking knew. Man.
I thought
You're
half of my face
convulsing
was
and-
going numb, so I was doing stroke
No.
test during the movie where you smile.
Oh, really?
And then put your hands up.
I do that about
Just
six
check
times
the
a day.
bilateral function. And I was good to go, but there was a minute, bro. I think it's because I had that large Diet Coke. It was making me get all tweaked out.
Right.
No.
In 6.
These have been. Is it okay? Do you think to have Zen, if it's been soaking in
breakfast,
water for a long time?
Lunch and dinner. Yes.
You know what?
it's fine.
Somebody last night at the
fine.
bowling alley was popping Zen up in their nose.
No,
That
they
can't be
weren't.
Hmm?
Hell nah.
Snorting
Zen in
it?
the nose.
Zen in the nose.
I bet you that gets.
Not-
I mean, there's a reason why people snort things and they don't. You don't see people gum cocaine, but that's the direct route.
You're saying
because it
goes right
So
to
I'm
the
sure if you
cerebellum.
put-
Mm-hmm.
As long
The-
as
the
you, as
brain
long
is
as there's a
only,
mucus membrane
right here.
to go through, you could put it in
Mm-hmm.
your eyes. I mean, 60% of what goes on your skin
eyelid
is absorbed
is
into the
in.
bloodstream.
Oh, the
under,
eyelid gumming?
under the eyelid,
Oh,
under the eyelids in, and your eyes just.
That's
pop
where I
out
do
of
my
them.
Shit, I can feel
Flonase.
that now.
Yeah.
You do Flonase in your eyes?
Yeah, it makes that shit go away immediately. Scratchy throat. Under the
wow.
eyelid.
So,
what's your guys' favorite
um,
part about London town?
never been.
You know what's weird is I've never been. I have never been to Great
Say that
Britain
again?
ever. I know.
Am I hearing you right?
I know,
Oh, I didn't fucking know. I wouldn't have
I've
suggested
never
this
been.
if I knew you guys.
So
had.
I can only imagine what it would be like from the novels that I've read, from the TV shows. I have a romanticized version of what Great Britain is like. But you know what is shattering that veil is the TikToks that I see of the British people when they're in their apartments and they're eating fucked up meals and they have really bad sense of like makeup, you know.
Wow.
They're not wearing makeup.
I've heard so many insults from
they wear
you
the
towards
cheapest
the British.
makeup.
No, bro. It's just
the
a
British
different
people, they must
taste.
have the most busted Sephora in, I don't know if there's one in London or it's like hard to get to, but they just aren't, they need some more tutorials, man.
They
just
need a
not-
mall. There
man,
should be
they're
one
putting it on
American
right.
mall.
Huh?
They just need a mall. They need an outlet mall.
Oh,
just one
trust me,
big,
they have malls.
Or put an American army. We don't have a fucking base in the UK, do we?
Oh,
not
we
that,
do,
not that they
man.
know of.
Not that they know
right.
of.
Just
But
say
if
it
you
like
look at
that. Not that they
Stonehenge,
know of.
Look at Wembley,
Wembley
Stadium. Start paying
Stadium.
attention to the people who are selling the concessions there. You will notice that they are ranking officers within the United States military. Yeah. So next time you try and buy some beans and toast at the soccer game, just know.
Right.
The red
look
dots
for
on the
that
back.
Glock
Oh, this is
on
what
the-
I wanna
on their-
say.
in their pocket.
Look
What?
for the Glock.
I
on the
think Great
nacho.
Britain has, they have a fucking nutrition problem, and I feel like
Great-ass
America
Britain.
gets a lot of the flack with, oh, we're eating Kentucky Fried Chicken for breakfast. We're eating so poorly. Everybody here is so fucking fat. All right, the Great British, I feel like they started that trope of Americans being like, because I feel like they have the most busted nutrition of any country on the planet. Do you see what they're eating? You see what their plates that they're consuming? Beans and
I
and,
think
a
you
plate of
have
gravy
good
with
for you.
your
potatoes.
prejudice is fucking showing, dude, and I didn't think I'd have to deal with you like this and confront you on this podcast, but your idea of Great Britain as it stands is maybe would have been correct in 1965 out in, you know what I'm saying, Manchester style, suburbs of Manchester. But they have salads now. They eat avocados. They dress amazingly. Their makeup
They
is
could get
tasteful.
You think they have avocados in the UK?
Yeah, they definitely do. I've seen.
No.
Have you seen one personally, or do you
I've
think
seen
someone's
one,
just
bro.
trying to get in bed with you again, dude? Because a lot of these
Well,
British
that is
people
pretty
go up
common.
to Eric. Hey,
Yeah,
Eric,
right.
I had just had so many plums earlier today from Brit. Blah blah blah. Hello, mate. I'm from.
So many
I mean, I've been eating plums all the time, trying to impress you with their food selection. You see what I'm saying, British people?
Yeah.
So I
Well,
don't know.
why don't
I
we?
know that. Yeah.
Well, this has been so like literally all I've heard out of both of you guys' mouths is negativity about basically our. Those are our real forefathers, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
Not mine.
Not mine.
Not
My forefathers
mine.
came through Ellis Island, straight off of the motherfucking Amtrak from Belarus, straight up to New York, straight up
Right.
to Staten
Mine came
Island.
from Morocco.
Well,
And I do not
By way of
subscribe to the
Spain.
nation state. I am an autonomous human being.
what does that mean?
And my government is God.
Right.
All right,
Well-
Nate with the sideways hat and the breathe right strip
Dude.
and the AirPod.
I think it might be helpful. Listen, I appreciate what you guys are saying, but I think it might be helpful if we go around and say one thing that we really love about Britain, and it can't be a little funny joke about how they actually suck. Like, you got to say something that you legit like about their asses. Okay?
Cool. So you just want me to leave then? Should I just leave for this part? Should I just get out and just while you guys say this?
No. Let me just say a name to you, Nate, and see if it don't change your mind a little bit. Kate Beckinsale.
Who's that?
Oh.
Kate Beckinsale, right?
Oh, shit.
She's
yeah,
British,
now
bro.
I'm starting to think a little bit differently about them British.
Shall I keep going? Keira Knightley.
Chalamet.
Oh.
Natalie Portman.
Oh. Wait, Natalie Portman?
She's Israeli.
And V for Vendetta, she's all British.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Oh, Anne Hathaway. No, wait. She's French in Les Mis.
Nah,
or
she's
she's British in
American.
that. Okay.
The Spice Girls.
Helena Bonham Carter,
Don't know who that is.
a.k.a.
I can only imagine.
Bellatrix Lestrange.
Garfield, the orange cat, mate. He's a Brit.
No, he's not.
Well,
he's an American
Oh,
tabby.
he's British,
Let
but
me-
he's, well, he might have been.
Let me give a shout out to a part of British culture that I think is quite smashing.
Let's hear it, mate.
Austin Powers.
The comedy there.
Oh, the
Is
comedy's
quite-
popping.
Oh, Richard
Original
J.
and quiet.
Gervais.
Everybody go around and say your favorite comedy from the UK right now, no delay.
The government. Makes me fucking
So
laugh.
you mean
Government?
you
The
would
Tories.
mean
The Parliament?
you mean
The
In the Loop,
Lorries.
that show? I mean that movie.
Huh? What?
There's a movie about, or there's a TV show about the busted British government. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
you actually just said it.
All right, great.
I gotta
Peep show.
I gotta give a shout
Peep
out
show.
Brass eye.
to
Breasts,
of
high is
course,
hilarious.
Monty
Steve Coogan.
Python.
Oh,
Python.
monticular
Monty-
python
Monty-
behavior. That shit was very silly. No,
The
no,
silliest,
yeah.
most they invented random. Random didn't exist before them.
Right.
They
The
invented
world
Club
was
Random.
cold.
Monty Python was
They
random, so
invented
that,
that.
Club Random could walk and
And
run.
what do you think that gave way for? What do you think that paved the way for? Watch this. I'm
Al
out,
Qaeda.
Greg.
Oh.
I'm out. You
Old
think Bin
Greg?
Laden was watching the Ministry of Silly Walks in the?
Of course he was. Are you
Oh,
kidding me?
well, no
He-
question.
They were doing the
Audio.
Ministry of silly, silly push-ups, getting
Silly-
ready for that,
Right.
getting ready for the
Training
big
for
day.
what their crimes were, their terroristic crimes.
But they had families too.
Wow. So the comedy's
well-
popping. What it makes now. Let's have a serious discussion, because I could hear a British person say something, and then hear an American person say it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be laughing at the British person a little more.
Mhm.
And it's not just because
Right.
the accent is novel to me. Okay, trust me. There's
Right.
some very unfunny British comedians that I won't name on here. But
So you think
what
there's
is
a
it about them that
scientific-
lets? There's a scientific reason as to why they
Are
make
you
the
talking
funny
about
sounds.
as far as the sound wave, like chakras, in a chakra sense, like the sound waves and the way that air and molecules are coming out of their mouth through different vowels, that these are softer, more loving vowels? Is that what
Yes.
you're getting at, or are you getting at
Well, let
something
me
more
break it down.
psychological?
Can I tell you my theory as to why they are a little bit quite hilarious?
Well, yeah. let's
That
make
we
sure
have
we're
sort of an
recording.
inherited, not trauma. What do they call it? Generational trauma. It's not that, but it is a generational feeling.
Epigenetics.
Yeah, something like that about the British, because we despised them in the past for being tea drinking, crown wearing,
Posh.
basically dictators
Murderers.
over our
Murderers.
dominion. Murderers, right? Red coat
Global
murderers.
murderers.
And over time, their status in the world has a little bit ticked down a little bit, hasn't it? But that
As far as
posh
PR
accent
goes.
still stays the same. So the posh accent mixed with the a little bit lowered status, that's a bit
You're talking
hilarious,
about
isn't it?
humor. You're talking
That's
about
scientific humor
yeah,
discussion.
You're talking about the flawed hero. You're talking about a high
Yup.
status ignoramus. You're talking about Anchorman. You're talking about
right.
Will
I think
Ferrell.
that
You're talking about
some of that's at the
Shaggy.
root.
You're talking about
Well, that's why I'm fucking
Yeah.
dapping up the Chinese government so hard, because as they rise in their
Right.
sort of world dominance, we might be in the American empire might be in decline.
So we get funnier.
That's why we're getting funny. You can sense that year by year,
we're the
day
new
by day,
Brits.
We're getting a little more
the
hilarious.
American accent is getting a little bit funnier, and it's getting a little
Right.
funnier.
It is.
All of us doing what we do because it's so funny that we're so
Right. And Chinese
well,
is
you
getting less and
guys-
less funny to me. My
Our
Chinese
civilization
television
is collapsing.
Well,
That's right. Excuse me. Sorry.
Jack, didn't you show me the guy that like jumps on the LED screens in China and he does like an American accent?
That's
And
right.
he's like,
Hello. What's up, homies? I'm Tony. You guys want to buy some of my cool LED signs, homie? 2.5 centimeters, homie. Plexiglass. Absolutely great for your business, homie.
so good.
That's pretty
We need
funny.
to be
But that
bowing
guy's
down
from
to the
Taiwan, if
Chinese
I'm not
government.
mistaken. That guy was from Taiwan, so watch it back.
Right, and I would never, bro, Taiwan forever. I'll just say that right now.
Yeah. I got a Taiwan tattoo on my back this weekend, top to bottom. Just the shape of the country.
Taiwan is sick. We should go to Taiwan. Are you kidding my ass?
I would love to go on a road trip, a motorcycle
To
road trip
Taiwan?
around the coast of Taiwan. That would be
How
fucking.
big is
I'm-
Taiwan? Kind of small.
Nah,
Or is
it's
it
100
Dude,
large?
come on,
small
man.
and wide.
Yeah, it is. It almost is the
It's
shape
pretty
of Sri
small.
Lanka.
Bro,
Imagine-
What's the city there? What's the
Taipei.
Taipei.
Nate, you're mad ignorant.
Wow.
That's also a book. Remember that book by Tao Lin called Taipei? That was on a
Yeah.
lot of bookshelves in the Logan Square apartments. I'll just say it like that.
Chicago, hip neighborhood in Chicago. So, what's funny is British. Well, okay, yeah. Did we finish complimenting them?
No, I don't even think we really got started. I didn't get to say wine gummies.
Oh,
Well,
those
I
are
mean,
good.
Wine
That's
gums.
them. That's them.
That's British, bro.
Oh, those are nice. Okay.
You
Candy
Nate,
will win
you're
me
probably
over.
you're trying to discreetly type into Google what wine gum is with your
No,
tongue out.
Not at all.
Things that are good about the UK. Nate, you're kind of
Wine
fully in
gums.
like a character outfit right now.
I know I am. And
Do you want me to-
Is just one. Look at this. This is all I'm doing right now. Boop. Oh, hi, I'm fucking normal Nate. Ha ha ha. Watch this.
Nate's turning his hat to the
style.
side. That's Pokemon.
Wine
yeah.
gums. Can I just say, when I have a wine gum from the UK, it makes me yearn for a type of life where I live in. Remember those houses from, and we're not talking about Harry Potter on this, but from Harry Potter, the Dursleys' house. Remember they live in all those same houses? Those are all brick.
Dursley.
And it's supposed to
No,
look
man.
sad, but to me it looks kind of nice. To
Are
where
those
you
the
just-
ones-
They have.
You work day in, day out. You kind of dress modestly. You have a little wizard child or whatever, nephew. And you go outside at night after your work. You have a big thing of warm red wine. You have some wine gums. You listen to the radio. You read a mystery book. And then you go to bed. You died of a heart attack at 56. And that's it.
Did
There's
they have
something about
special ed
that
classes
lifestyle
in Harry
that,
Potter?
not that they should. I don't
Was
think
there
J.K.
community
Rowling was
colleges?
brave enough to show that.
Wow.
We don't know.
pathetic.
We can only imagine what really is
Well,
going on
I
in the
just
wizarding
figured
world.
out Nate's opening sketch for his Chappelle show. Special
What
ed
is
Harry
it?
Potter. Harry Potter. There was a school.
They did
There's
that on
Hogwarts.
Key and Peele, bro. They
Wait,
did
really?
That on Key and Peele, bro. There's a Key and
They
Peele
did?
episode about a.
Well,
Great minds think alike.
why am I not surprised? Because
Key
literally, I
and
sent
Mr.
a
Peele.
script. I sent a script called "No Thanks" to my reps, and they were like, "We're so sorry, but there's a movie called Nope that's almost word for word the exact same film about a crazy alien."
You wrote
Except
nope.
I wrote Nope. No thanks.
Nope. We should make a movie called
Yup.
Nerp. Yep. Yerp.
Yerp.
A movie called Nerp. Merp. No thanks. Yerp. Somebody who fucking sees that alien and goes, "I'm attracted to that thing."
Let me try a
Yerp.
taste. If you
Wait a
let
minute.
me. If you let me, sir,
Okay.
can I try one taste?
Okay, I got the twist. Ready? So Act 1.
I.
It's a big, scary alien invasion. We're watching this person kind of prepare to fight them off, Will Smith style, Independence Day. Then,
Mhm.
whatever. end of Act 1, maybe whatever, beginning of Act 2, they finally confront one of the aliens, and they go, music shift, genre change. The aliens are motherfucking sexy as fuck. They are not here to fight whatsoever. They are here to give us ecstasy pills. And the rest of the movie...
House music.
Yeah, and the rest of the movie is knocked up, essentially. Intergalactic.
Can you
knocked up.
imagine? Oh, God, they're taking over. The fucking alien ships are surrounding the planet in a full grid formation. Over every 2 square miles, there's a giant alien ship.
Planet-wide Bluetooth.
Planet-wide. And then all of a sudden, they all come down, all genders, all the aliens. And they start going crazy on us.
Oh,
in
my
that type of
God. Yeah. Skrillex
Wouldn't
was
that
in
be
on it the whole
enjoyable?
time.
Well, he got.
Well,
Well,
there's nothing I like more
he
than
has
that.
a beard now.
I've seen that now. He's looking more and more like Simon Cowell as the days go by.
Skrillex had a glow up.
Skrillex. They didn't think it was possible. They thought he was the perfect human being.
Right.
But I like
Glow up.
making people think that they're scared and then surprising them because it makes the surprise even better. Waiting on the train platform and I'll go and punch somebody in the face. But then I stop right before their nose.
Oh.
Okay. I stop right before their nose, Union Square. They go, they're whimpering. I turn my hand over. I open it.
Hershey's Kiss.
Peanut M&Ms. Then they lick off my hand. How good is that?
Have some.
Just when they thought they're about to get a smack, they get a peanut snack.
Nut M&M.
M&M nut. That's got a layer of peanut, chocolate, and then the outside is paint. Sugar paint. That's what they are.
Thank you for describing that.
Nate, I noticed you're not having that much to say about the Britain right now. You've been silent since I've
and
called
you
your
changed
ass
your-
out.
This hat.
I've listened, and I have grown just like that. A lot of people take years to change, decades sometimes.
You go like
For
this.
me,
Lifetimes.
I'll change in a fucking drop. Yeah, I love them now. I get what you're saying now. I take accountability for what I said, how I've treated them, how I've talked about them. They are not one. They're not a monolith. Okay,
No,
there are
dude,
different.
no one is.
Variations of British people. There are different people who do have nice makeup, who do eat healthily in there.
Yeah.
And I have changed my ways, and I'm never going to talk shit about them ever again. And I really would like to visit and see their culture for myself and get to experience their lush and vibrant sort of way of living. So thank you for,
What if
for
I told
checking me
you-
like that as
Psych!
a friend.
Yeah.
Ugly ass motherfucker. La, la, la.
Psych!
You know what I'm
Fucking bitch.
Nah, don't take
No,
that
that's
back
a joke.
because what if I told you because of that I'm taking you on a cruise
Oh my god.
from LA
Oh my
to
God, oh my God, oh my God.
London?
No way.
We're going.
What? That would take so long.
We're going north through the
We're going through the Arctic.
Ocean.
It's got one of those glacier choppers on the front, breaking through all the ice, and it's going to be about 6 months, but we'll get there.
And I have
when
a
we
disease
get there, we
that I
have
haven't
4
been
days
telling
to
you about.
spend.
This will be my last trip.
This will be the end. I'll pass away when I see Big Ben
Benjamin.
Clark. Big Benjamin.
Ben, a guy named Big
Dun, dun. Do you know that's the Big Ben song? Dun, dun, bang, dun, dun,
Oh, that the CNN, CNBC, MSNBC. Good morning.
No,
Daily
that's
Show?
dun, dun, dun.
What? Oh no, but
There's
it
a lot
goes
of there's
down,
different
down,
songs.
Down, down. Uh-oh. Remix. Big Ben. Yeah. Oh, it's it. Fish mate. Anyways.
Unzip that shit. Let me see
What?
that Big Benjamin.
Oh.
You're saying that to one of those guards that don't talk, the silent guards. Like you're a centimeter away from their face.
You
They
see,
start
he starts
crying.
cracking the smile immediately. He gets fired. We start dating.
It gets rock hard. Can they get hard as it
Oops.
gets?
Who?
Does getting a rocka, does that count for the guards moving?
It's
Fire alert.
undetermined
Wow, that's
at
a
this
good-
point.
I'll go find out. I'm gonna put on some Genuine and just start getting oiled up. next time.
Damn.
I'm out
Grind
there.
on them.
Meow.
All naked, oiled
Meow.
up.
Meow. Wow.
Jump
Let's
on
see,
that.
let's see you be
Let's do
expressionless
it.
when I got fucking KY jelly head to toe, fully fucking
Yeah,
naked.
that's right. And a
You
mouthful
slip on
of
the
it, too.
concrete, like scrape your knee really bad, but keep going. Like scrape your fucking shit up real bad, but keep trying to twerk it, but it's clearly in pain.
And then
Wow.
they get the bona, and then they get fired, and then you take their job.
This is
There's
we're
somebody
getting a
with a
little
telescope
crass.
looking out there. With the
Oh, yeah.
What about
snipers, I
grime?
think that are just
Oh,
What
grime
about
rap.
grime? Grime rap. Grime rap.
Stormzy.
Stormzy. You never seen me
Stormzy.
eat peanuts like this. Something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's kind of their flow. You kind of got their flow pretty quick there, didn't you?
Yeah, peanuts like this. I like jumping off the trees like this. Eat peanuts on
they
a
don't
tree
even have
like
to
this.
rime. They just say
No,
that.
they don't have to because it doesn't
But they
matter.
bounce a
It
lot.
just it's so melodic.
They're such a bouncy culture.
Yeah. Well,
I
how have
like
we not
them.
talked about the Beatles?
Oh, the
Oh,
Beatles.
the music. Good God, the music, bro.
Oh, they have a lot.
The
The
Smiths.
60s.
my God. The Monkeys.
Yeah.
Radiohead,
Muse.
The
Oh, the Monkeys are
Monkeys.
American, maybe. I
Led
don't know about-
Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin? Is
Led
it weird that I think
Zepp-
of every single one of these bands is American? Like, to me, the Beatles are from, like, Michigan. You know what I'm saying?
They're
Oh,
very much
wow.
not, man. They are not.
From Liverpool.
Abbey
But in my
Road.
head-
Liverpool.
Remember that?
But that could have been on a high school trip. To me, just in my head.
Who else is a British kind of rocker? The
Lou-
Kooks.
Lenny
Like
Kravitz,
The
Kravitz.
Kooks.
Reese Witherspoon.
Franz
Oh,
Ferdinand.
Harry Styles.
Franz.
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles.
Franz Ferdinand.
Right.
Come here.
Ari. And so how do they do
Ari.
it? Because it's quite a small island,
They-
and yet the magnitude of talent and merit is so high.
It's
I
wealth,
don't
man.
know.
It's
What?
just pure
No,
wealth.
it's not
and
wealth.
power,
It couldn't
like,
be wealth.
literally
No, it couldn't.
No, it's
No,
not
it couldn't.
genetic.
It's talent.
Or else
It's
that means
talent.
that you believe
Check
something
the
quite evil.
Check the epigenetics. Check the epigenetics. British people are perfect. I learned epigenetics yesterday. That's just true.
I
You
was
know what
wondering
Britain
why
also
you
has?
brought that up a couple times.
Delicious Indian food. At least London town does. Delicious. And you, all right. I asked you guys this before. You have to pick either Indian food, Mexican food. Okay, one of those, and that's the only kind of food you can have for the rest of your life.
3,
What are you
2,
picking?
1.
Indian.
Indian.
food.
Wow.
Yeah.
Across the board.
And
Indian
it's
just
you
won.
would be surprised to hear me say that because I love Mexican food more than ever.
I know.
I
Right,
made us go to a
Dr.
Mexican
Burrito.
restaurant last night, Right, but I really think Indian food has
And what?
crazy
And
flavor.
okay. And
no
now,
one's
can you
saying this.
can you narrow it down to one dish, man? If you really had to.
Wow.
I mean, to save the lives of people who you know and love and who you want to get with. Everybody's on a giant railroad, and there's a
Right.
train coming down as fast.
One
as it can.
single dish, one
Unless you
single
pick.
last dish.
Is it sag
mean-
paneer, man? Spicy.
I mean, that's the
That's what I
whitey
was about to
choice.
say.
A bit extremely spicy
That
sag
cheese
paneer.
cube. Oh shit! With that spinach. Oh,
Yerp.
give it to me.
I like the aloo
Yeah.
gobi as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or
And we
Madar
can't forget the
paneer,
general sauce
Matar
of
paneer.
them of their cuisine is the tiki masala.
yeah.
Oh
the
my god!
classic.
You know they made that shit for us, right?
Remember
That is not
Vindaloo?
that's not traditional Indian food. Yeah,
I can't
Are
even
you
be
really.
taught-
I
Well,
think so. That's what I heard through the grapevine, but I don't think it's. I'm
So
not
if I go
supposed
to
be saying
India
that.
and they laugh at me at the restaurant if I order
maybe they might make it for tourists, or maybe I'm completely wrong. But I mean that shit is quite delicious, isn't it?
We need to go to
Spicy
India.
Sal tikka masala.
that.
I've been saying this since day
We need
one.
to spend months in India. You can't
I'm
just
going
spend
there.
a couple days
going
there.
there.
We need to be. You
I already got
are.
my ticket. Yeah.
We need
I
to bring
don't-
the
I don't tell you guys
slingshots
what
to
I do all
India.
the time.
Do a cross country trip in the slingshots
Us,
in India.
yeah, ship them over.
Uh-huh.
Like we're in one of those big cities where all the bikers are like people are on their motorcycles,
Uh-huh.
and we're like taking up like
The
so much
slingshots are like
of,
falling apart, blasting
yeah,
genuine.
yeah. all different Genuine songs at full blast.
Full
Let's
cacophony.
drive from. Why don't we do this? Why don't we
They're
do
all
a
afraid
road
of
trip?
us.
Should we do a road trip from India to England, or should we do it from India to Singapore?
Well, one of my favorite series to watch is the Long Way Round, the Long Way Down, and the Long Way Up movies. Documentaries. You guys know what these are?
That's from Vice.
Ewan McGregor and his best friend Charlie something,
Puth.
Putnam or something. They take their motorcycles. The first trip they go literally
yes.
around the world. This most recent one, they started at the bottom of Chile, and they go all the way up to Los Angeles. It takes them months motorcycling. And I think we should
It
do
is
that
funny
with
to
no
stop at
motorcycle
LA.
experience. You know what I'm saying?
All right, we made it
We
to
get our
Los
license
Angeles. We're
the
done.
next day.
The
Bro,
spiritual
that
journey
trip, I think
ending
you are.
in
I think you're discounting
Koreatown.
how big.
No, it's long.
South
It's
America
long, but
is.
it's a funny place to end it. For the love of God,
Where should they go?
go
Sacramento?
up top, man. Go to Russia,
Alaska.
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 Now hold on a second. There's no. Now hold on a second. How did they get around Panama?
That's a whole episode. They had to ship their shit.
Oh, see. So
How did they
didn't
cross
really
the
do it.
Darien Gap? They had to go on a damn ass boat.
Well, I hope they stayed on the motorcycles on the boat, or it doesn't count.
Wouldn't that be
Doesn't
fun
do-
though? We have to. Come on, we buy some.
Let's do that on rollerblades. Or on Segways.
I'm telling you
or
guys, if I don't get a
or a
trip like
lime
this
scooter,
before I'm
maybe?
40, it's over.
Okay.
I
We'll
need
get
a
you one, man.
life-changing trip.
We'll get you one.
before I have
We're
all
gonna
my
get you a
children.
visa. We're gonna get you all the shots that you need. But you have to. You just can't be so resistant. There are things that you just have to get if you want to go.
I
to
don't
some
need
of these
those,
countries,
dude.
Eric.
And you
You
guys
have
shouldn't
to,
be having
though.
them.
You have to take it. We're not sneaking you in anymore.
No.
We're tired of trying to smuggle you into Brazil.
I'm still showing my vaccine card when I get into the bar, just so they fucking know. Remember this?
I'm still-
Yo,
yeah.
Just so you know, man.
It's all fucking.
you know.
It's all like it's got amber
25.
ale all over it. Sam Adams, so you can barely see it.
Sam Adams is the funny. We need to get sponsored by Sam Adams. Take Sam Adams to rural countryside villages in India and show them the most delicious beverage in the world, and make millions while we're at it. You know what I'm saying?
We need to
And-
go. We
yeah.
need to film a spec commercial of us crossing into sort of Amazon, what are those called? The indigenous tribes that have no contact with the outside world. We're just there with a 6-pack. All right, and we see if they want to shoot us down.
Of Sam
And
Adams.
something
Christmas
tells me
ale.
they're like, wait, what's that?
It's
Well,
Sam Adams,
bring 'em
bro.
in.
What is it? Sam Adams beer.
We
You
cracked
know
that
what
shit
that is?
open.
Uh-huh.
The universal language is drinking.
Uh-huh.
Why do you
Put
think the joy
Genuine on.
tactic sound is the?
Joy tactics.
Meow.
We do a podcast with
Meow.
them. Set up mics. We're the first
Mm.
contact with a civilization that hasn't been contacted since the
Late 80s.
conquistadors.
Right. We
Back in
bring
the
what's his
fucking
name?
1600s.
Andrew Santino down there. He sacrificed.
Say Andrew Santino.
Did you guys see
He's a
that
redhead.
Lex Friedman? I don't know if this is recent, but he did
Oh,
a
he's like-
podcast in the
Yes.
rainforest or whatever.
Yeah, it's like
No.
dark.
With
It's like
this guy
candlelit.
he looks like he always kind of sounds like he's like kind of he just speaks like he's just kind of, I guess he sounds tired, but he really
sounds
seems like
hella
he
tired.
is exhausted, and he's wearing that suit.
He's
you
wearing
tell
the
it's
suit.
so fucking hot.
No, Suit in the
It's like
Jungle?
so humid. He's
So
sweating,
funny.
and he's just asking him questions like, what is your opinion of God being in this?
He slowed it
seeing
down to
these
about
cultures.
0.25.
And
He's getting slower.
that
and
dude needs an
slower.
electrolyte, man.
We could use we're talking over each other so much. We need to start. Should we do the rest of the episode in Lex Friedman cadence?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Eric,
So
what, in terms of just your personal experience, what gave you joy this episode?
I had
Pretty long pause.
enchiladas rancheras
too
last
long.
night.
That was a frightening
at Don
pause
Cuco.
where people are like,
No.
Did the podcast stop right now?
Slow
or-
it down, Nate. Slow it down.
Sorry.
The pauses are pregnant. Do you see what I'm saying? They're about to give birth to
who
some.
put it in there?
You went in raw with the pause.
Right.
No
Raws.
condom.
Chill.
Pause. P-A-U-S.
Nutted in the pause. Got it pregnant.
E.
Lex
Yeah, I
Friedman.
just got the
Lex
pause
Friedman
pregnant.
beats.
This is a Lex Friedman beat.
Lex
can't-
Friedman
Yeah, I just
beats.
fucked the pause. Hit it raw. Hit that shit raw.
All
Got
right.
it pregnant. Psh.
All right.
Alarmingly sexual.
All right.
What really gave my ass joy this week? God damn. You know, I've been so busy coming out here. Most nights I'm chilling. Had an amazing good night with Nate last night and our friends Max and Kim. But some of these nights where I just come home and it's just me all alone, I've been kind of
no.
enjoying it. I make myself a sandwich.
I thought this was gonna get dark.
No, it's nice. I'm watching The Long Way Up on Apple TV Plus, Apple Plus, and I'm just passing out right at about 11:30. And those nights
Wow.
I've been reveling in those nights, a life of normalcy, amidst all the chaos. So I appreciate those nights to myself, and I'm getting to know myself in ways I never thought were to be possible. And I like myself.
Reminds me of a
Like who's down there.
song that you recommended to me.
What is it?
Quiet nights and
Quiet
days.
nights of quiet stars. Quiet chords from my guitar.
That's my favorite Frank song. That's my favorite Frank,
Frank
song.
Sinatra.
Oh,
Look at this. Is this Tyler the Creator?
Sinatra, bruh.
All right.
Well, you know what gave me joy?
He is
This
my
is
Sinatra.
this is a
Okay.
permanent rotation condiment that it's just forever gonna be stocked up, and it is the chili garlic oil. You know what I'm saying? That shit. The
You're getting the
flake,
crunchy.
the chili.
You're talking about the crunchy oil, chili crunchy oil.
Mhm.
Oh my fucking god! I put that shit in some ranch. By the way, if a pizza
Oh.
place is above ranch, it should be blown up. It shouldn't even be. They should have their
Right.
fucking
Metaphorically.
no, literally. Somebody should go in there and fucking blow that fucking shit up. Because I went to a place. This is just a pivot. I went to a place, that Italian spot I was saying that should be on Kitchen Nightmares. It was a
Mhm.
great environment, but it was one of these places where I'm like, this is definitely a place that should have ranch. And I asked them, I said, "You got any ranch for this pizza, And they looked at me like I'm crazy, and I was like, "What? Do you look around, dog?
Yep.
Look at what you built. Look at where you work, man. This place is definitely, if there's a place that should have ranch, it's fucking definitely this place, dude. And every place that has pizza should have fucking ranch, and I don't care.
Yerp.
I don't care how fancy you think your pizza is and how good and the natural wine selection that you got. Get some fucking ranch at your
Get
fucking
ranch
place.
now.
You're no one is above ranch. No one.
Nate, 2024. Put ranch in all pizza shops.
So that was just, I just had to
That's
put
delicious.
some
I
restaurant
like it with-
owners on
And
blast.
can I say this? You could spice the ranch up. You could put some greens in there, like blend it with some greens and make it kind of a green goddess ranch. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Doesn't have to be that normal. It can be a
Right,
little
right,
elevated, and
yeah,
that's
you
still
can
chill.
mix. You can make it your own fancy version of whatever, but
Yeah.
you're not above ranch.
Ah.
Okay.
Cheers to that.
Aye. Jack Benzinger.
Okay. I went on eBay. I got myself this.
Did you get a lute? What is that?
I got a Russian guitar-like instrument. I don't know exactly what it is. It's a little bit
Play-
broken. It's homemade.
Play
It sounds a bit cheeky.
Wow, we
Can
can't
you
hear,
hear
through
this
video,
thing?
but
No, can't
I
hear
can
it,
only
but
imagine.
It's gonna be something that I go back to and
But I can
listen
sense
for.
because I know the chord progressions that you're playing.
I'm
through
getting
there.
into my
D,
Russian
E,
roots. Hey, Pazzano. All right.
What a beautiful instrument.
It's very heavy.
Hand painted. Wow. I can only
Not
imagine.
really.
what
It's
that-
kind of a disturbing face on the back there, like a jack-o'-lantern.
A jack of all
I know,
lanterns.
Jack of all
So
lanterns.
that thing is really heavy. But yeah, it's fun to have a new sound in my house.
Wow, what a wonderful podcast we just experienced, or actually gave out for people to experience. And
Both,
shout out to the British. Thank you for basically creating our country, in a sense. And for all your awesome
Right.
culture. And you guys have done nothing wrong ever.
And apologies for the way I acted
Mm-hmm.
or the things that I said during this podcast. I'm sorry. And I fucked up. And I take full
Mhm.
responsibility and accountability for what I said.
That's maturity. Wow. And what do you
And
got
one
there,
more
Jack?
thing.
What is that?
This is just something I want to say to the Brits. Come and
Oh,
get it.
Hey.
Wow.
Oh.
You want it? Come and get it.
Yerp.
So we kind of ended on quite a nice note with just respecting them, and as Jack threatens
Mhm.
violence too.
Pulls out the knife. Looks like you're licking that thing. Be careful, it's serrated. Whoa. Okay, everybody. Well, have a
All right.
great week. It's Memorial Day. We'll be
Happy Monday,
discussing
happy
that
holiday.
next week.
That's right.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Peace out, everyone.
Well, that concludes another incredible fucking episode of Joy Tactics. Head over to patreon.com/joytactics to unlock exclusive weekly bonus episodes. And make sure to follow us on social media where we post fire TikToks and hilarious shit like that. And if you loved the shit you just listened to, make sure to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. Thanks for listening, and remember, we are shaped by our thoughts, we become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves.